Hello gamers, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Kirby's Anniversary Collection, Kirby's Dream Land 2. I'm QB Dragon, and we're going to continue where we left off. Last time we beat the final boss, but we didn't have all the rainbow drops, so was he really the final boss? Well, let's get them all and find out. As you can see, we're missing a rainbow drop from World 7, World 5, and all the way back at the beginning, World 1. I probably could have gotten this one last time, but I didn't because, I was a doo-doo head. But now we're going to get it this time. You'll want to start by going into World 3, ditching Cutter, because Cutter is pretty much useless for this next bit. Just make sure you don't die. Not a problem with the maximum tomato that the game so generously gives you. You'll want to jump and jump and jump some more, and once you do, well, you'll be in here with it, but without a way to get it. But that's not a problem, because this is the first world. The game designers were quite generous, and they gave you the ability to return with a parasol in hand. There we are. Just break one of the clouds with the parasol, and there's your dream rainbow drop. It's a bit easier to break those blocks with Rick and the umbrella, but you don't need him to do it. Unlike World 5, where you do, in fact, need him. I'm probably actually going to fail this quite a bit, and so because of that, I'm oh, it's Red Canyon. Because of that, I'm probably going to have a montage of fails. You won't see how many times I actually attempt it, but rest assured, there will be much anger, but before this is over. But, so yeah, get Rick, and once you have Rick, then you can move on to trying to get it. Because it wouldn't let me jump for some reason. That's fine, that's fine. Oh, for fuck's sake! Well, that actually took less tries than I thought it would. Lucky me. Okay, so now that you've gotten through the rather challenging area, break the block and then discard Rick, because if you try to jump through with Rick, you'll obviously not make it, and, well, then all your hard work will have been for naught. But now we have the 5th rainbow drop, and we can move on to the last one in the Dark Castle. So I'll meet you there in a moment. And here's the level 7 intro, because I didn't show it off last time because I was a dunderhead. But now that we've done that, we can move into level 7. Oh. And this one, if you're playing normally, then you're going to require a lot of trial and error to get through here successfully. But fortunately, I do not need that because I have a guide right in front of me, which I am going to be using, because otherwise this would be just a bit of a chore that I don't really want to deal with. So yes, we're going to guide our way through here. So the first thing you want to do is obviously grab him and jump up, and burn your way through here. Next up, according to the guide that I'm reading, you don't have to do it this way, you just have to make sure that your left turns and your right turns are an even number, but this one says that after you do the fire one, you should do stone. And then, and so now we do stone, and we can go through here. After that, discard stone, and grab spike. Oh, no, you stupid kibble. Okay, if he respawns, it shouldn't be a problem. And it's not a problem because he did respawn. Excellent. I hate that. But yes, after that, grab the spikes and go through to the left. Next up, it says next up, this guide says use ice. Fortunately, there's an ice guy right here. As I said, there will always be one for your needs. And then cutter. That's odd. That's not an even number of turns at all. Oh, whatever. I could have sworn it was even. It might be you need to have one more on your left than on your right, but I do know that you need some sort of sequence to do so, otherwise you end up on one of the two sides instead. You need to have some measure of which direction you're going. So now that I've done that, we have the rainbow drop, and that's the last rainbow drop we'll need. And on top of it all, we have the cutter ability again. So now let's move on to the final boss once more. Once again, we will have to fight Dedede. However, there might be a little bit more to this after we beat him. So, get ready to beat Dedede again. It's not hard, especially if you have cutter. There's not really much I can say about this fight. We've already seen it before. I could show off how to fight this guy without a power, but quite honestly, I find it difficult and needless. But don't let him do that to you, because then you can't... when you're in his belly, you can't really attack him. You're just there and it's wasting time. So, yeah, don't let him eat you. You're gonna have a bad time if you let someone do what Kirby does to everyone else. After he tosses that hammer, he tends to do that. And I might actually die. I might have gone into this fight with too little health. Oh god, oh god. Okay, and he got me with the rebound somehow. So I might as well try to show off what this fight is like without cutter ability. I definitely went into that with too little health. If I fail here, I'll just go back and get cutter again. But as you can tell, I'm not doing that right now. Don't worry. He's not too difficult as long as you play super defensively. That, however, watch out for the stars that attack drops because they will hurt. You wouldn't think those tiny little stars would hurt, but they do. Not those stars, but you know, the stars that drop from the hammer. Oh god. And yeah. Oh come on! Don't trap me in a corner. This is far too small of a screen for that fight, for that sequence. And he's red again. Wonderful. Jeez, I don't like this version of DDD. He's not very... Come on, stop doing that. Stop eating me. I wish I had cutter now, because I don't think I'm going to win this fight. Unless I get very lucky. But he's turned red again, so I'm probably not going to get very lucky. Nope. Definitely not getting lucky. He is now one hit away from killing me. And he's now one hit away from death himself, but chances are, knowing my luck, he'll probably get me. It's also kind of annoying having to wait for him to wake up from... Oh, come on, really? Well, whatever. There, got him. And he does the same thing again. He's charred, he's walking forward, he's twitching. And Kirby's happy. Oh, nope, the rainbow drops say something. They're coming together. Well, what are they doing? They're gonna form the final power in the game, the rainbow sword. Right there. It's a pretty big sword. And it heals us completely, fortunately, because this next fight is kind of hard. And by kind of, I mean very. And that was the true final boss of the game. This is Dark Matter. He's another two-stage boss, and he's a very difficult boss, in my opinion. As you can see, you can reflect his attacks back at him, but attacking him straight with the sword, well, I'll show you right now. One bar of his health goes down after 5 slashes. It's a ridiculous thing. So you're either waiting for him to fire off his projectiles to hurt him, or you're slashing him 60 times because he has 60 bars. I'm sorry. I'm trying to focus on this fight because when I fought this guy before, he destroyed me. I had a very hard time with Dark Matter. And I'm not talking about just his first form here, I'm also talking about his second form. His second form, if his first form didn't destroy me, his second form generally would. And while I did eventually manage to beat him, he's still a very difficult boss for me. And my general strategy was to stick to the corner like that, but sometimes he would do that and just get me anyways, because I'm not all the way in the corner, or I'm just being stupid. But yeah, this was my general strategy for the whole fight, just death of 1,000 cuts. That's what I did for my first victory against this guy, and I thought it worked out pretty well, but you don't want to be under him. That's the last place you want to be. There we go. That's his first form. And now his second form starts. And this is a form you want to be careful about, because during this form, again, he's ow. Oh, no! I'm dead. Okay. What the? That was weird. I didn't know you could reflect those back at him. Oh, watch out for this attack. This is a charging attack that there's not really any good way of dodging it. This next attack, however, is... Oh, come on! I don't like this boss. At all. I find him very, very cheap. You can't really swing the sword at him to kill him because it takes too long. And waiting, and you can miss with the reflected shots, so that's a problem. Really, I just don't like this boss at all. I find him very ridiculously cheap, especially when he does that and you're not expecting it. I'm just going to go back to my old strategy of Death of 1,000 Cuts, because screw fighting him with more damage. At least in my strategy, I can hit him reliably, consistently, and I'm safe from a vast majority of his attacks. And I shall do the same for my strategy with his second form, because, hey, I won the fight with this Death of 1,000 Cuts strategy, okay? So, I don't want to hear anything. I am going to beat him my way. I'm not going to beat him by reflecting his shots, because that is for better... That is for more, I'm just not doing it, alright? I don't like this boss. I will beat him, I assure you of that, but I may not beat him in this video. I may have to pause in the middle so that we can resume, because at the present time, the recording is going on 18 minutes, and I don't want to run longer than, say, 20 or 25, and I'm thinking this is going to be one of those fights that may take a bit longer than that. Yeah, so... And yes, I am going to just spam this over and over until he dies. It makes the fight longer, but it also makes the fight safer. And notice I haven't taken a single hit since I started doing this, using this strategy. See, and now we've already moved on to the second form. And I'm going to use the strategy for this form as well, because you know what? It works. Well, sometimes, when he's not being really, really annoying. And then, for this attack, if you can't reflect it, you're going to have to dodge by going to the top of the screen, by going above him first, then you want to get below him, because that's the pattern for that attack. This attack, obviously, it's fairly easy to dodge. This attack, however, you want to stay behind him as much as you can, unless he moves into you like he keeps doing to me for some reason. And then he'll redo this attack. But you want to beat him fast. That is the key thing about this fight. And now he's going to do his eye attack. And then you want to get beneath him so he can't slam into you again. And then he's going to do it from the other side of the screen, apparently. Move, and he got me because I was in the wrong spot. Obviously, I haven't practiced on this boss nearly as much as I want to. You know what? I'm actually going to pause the game here and stop, and we'll save this boss for the next video. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Anyway, I'll see you all next time. Hope you enjoyed, and next time I will defeat Dark Matter and finish this game. So thank you all, have a good day, and I will see you next time. Hey gamers, and welcome back to Let's Play Kirby's Anniversary Collection, Kirby's Dream Land 2. I am Kirby Dragon, and today we're going to finish the fight against Dark Matter. We'll just jump right into it. I'm gonna start off with my attempt to... Nope. Well, that was fast. That didn't take long for me to take way too much damage. Yes, 3 is way too much damage for this fight. Maybe I should stop trying to be clever and just fight him as best I can. Okay, can't reflect those, which is unsurprising, really. But I am taking way too much damage for this particular round. I hope the rest of the video doesn't go like this, because there's no way I'm beating Dark Matter here. But anyways, welcome back to me being slaughtered. Yeah, I'm dead. And hopefully I'll have enough time at the end of this video to show off the extra content that I said I would at the end of this, regarding why you can't get more than 73-74% at the end of this. Here we are, redo, and you know what, I'm just gonna go for my Death of 1,000 Cuts tactic. It works. It's worked before, and I just see no reason why it won't work again. Although I am going to wait until he drops down a bit, because it's a lot safer to attack him from above than to attack him from below, because when he does his energy ball thing, as you notice, if he's near the top of this, if he's above you, he drops down, and if he's below you, he moves up, so it's just safer. Like, the hitbox detection for his cloak is more likely to hit you than the hitbox detection for his hair, so it's just safer to hang around at the top of him rather than the bottom, but he's not quite letting me demonstrate that for some reason. I wish he'd stop firing. I wish he'd move lower so I could... And yeah. And of course he moves over there for no reason other than it's causing me greater levels of anguish. There we are. This is a good spot for it. This is good. This is very good. This is... That was horrible. Why was I... Oh, whatever. There. And got him. Okay, that's phase 1, and now for phase 2. I like to stay at the bottom of him for this first attack, just because it's a lot easier to stay safe. Apparently you can reflect this guy's attacks back at him too. For this one, you want to, if you're going for the Death of 1,000 Cuts method, you want to stay above him for the first attack, and then move below him for the second. As you can tell, I've been reading TV tropes. I've been reading that a lot. I actually found out about it just after my hiatus, and I've been getting on it for a long time since then. Okay. Yes. That was actually much better. That was actually much better than before. Still not cutting him up as much as I wish I was. Oh god. Okay. That's good. That's very good. Okay. Let him fire off his first attack, then get below him, and then, as you can tell, I'm actually doing quite better. Much better. Quite better. Much better. You need to kill him quickly, by the way, because if you don't, well, as you can tell, Kirby's starting to burn up, and atmospheric re-entry will it'll cause you to take a lot of damage. But fortunately, that's not a problem. We beat him, and this is the true ending of the game. Koo is resting on Wispy Woods' nose, watching Kirby fall from the sky. Rick is resting on a rock, also watching Kirby fall from the sky, and Kine is in the sea, because that's just what it is. And DDD's watching too, because DDD was a good guy the whole time. And no, Kirby's falling, but he'll be alright. I mean, he's got like 3 games left in the Anniversary Collection to go. We know he'll be fine. And these are the end credits, the true end credits, showing off all the people that made the game. So I'm going to shut up. We'll get to the end of this, and then I'll show you the extra content that I promised. And so I thought it was about to end. I thought it was about to talk like I was about to end the video. I'm not about to end the video. I'm going to shut up now. Shutting up now. Bye. And that's the ending screen. Kirby made a rainbow with the rainbow sword from the rainbow drops. Yay, rainbow! That's such a fun word, rainbow. But, yeah, that was the game. That was Kirby's Dream Land 2. And, as you can see, we still have 93%. As I said, one of those 1% of the missing 7 is finding the female GUI and, within a level. The other, 6% comes from what I'm about to show you now. If you go to any world that you've already beaten before, you might notice that the boss door is open. Well, you're not going to fight the boss if you go through here. Instead, you get bonus chance. Ready? Go! And what we're going to be doing here is eating apples that... We're going to be avoiding the apples and grabbing the stars that Wispy Woods spits out at us. I would assume that all the minigames are different for each boss, but I haven't tested them all out. I've only seen Wispy Woods, so I don't know. I'm not going to bother either, because your only reward for 100%ing this is a boss rush, and I don't really want to do a boss rush. So we're just going to show this off. If I lose, that's fine. If I win this for the first time, that's also fine. But this will be the only one of the bonus chances I show. You also, it's not enough to just encounter this either. You have to get a perfect, like I just did right now. What do you know? I did win. But when you get a perfect in all 6 of the non-final bosses, then you improve your percentage by 1 for each. And again, you find a female GUI, you get another 1%. And once you get 100%, you can do a boss rush mode. But that's Kirby's Dream Land 2. And in order to continue on, I'm going to have to go through the Wii menu, go back to the Wii menu, so I'll be right back. And here we are, back from having to go through the arduous process of getting back to the menu screen. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be an easier way, but I've never seen it. So, for now, you know, I actually have plenty of time. I could show off the beginning of Kirby Super Star. I better not, in all honesty. Maybe I'll just make this a part of the 6th episode, just make it a bit longer than normal. Anyway, I'm going to... I forgot to read the description. For 1996. In 1996, the Summer Olympic Games were held in Atlanta, Georgia, and Nintendo released Nintendo 64 and the Game Boy Pocket. And I'm going to go into this menu first to show off Kirby's Block Ball, which is the other game that was produced in 1996 alongside Kirby Super Star, which we will be playing in the next video. Kirby's Block Ball. Once again, Kirby is returned to ball form, but this time Kirby has to bounce off paddles and bash his way through blocks. I'm pretty sure this is a ripoff of another kind of game with a similar setup, but I don't remember the name of the particular game in question. And of course, it's just Kirby themed instead of the original thing. I do think there are power-ups in this game, though, so it's not a complete rip. It does have some unique content to it, such as, you know, with copy powers and all that stuff. But for the most part, it is largely just an older game that I just don't remember the name of. Just with Kirby-themed stuff that, you know, obviously has awesome powers, but that's all. So, you know, it's okay, I guess. I wouldn't play it. I mean, I might play it. Nah, I won't play it. Like, I could get it on the 3DS eShop. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. But I just don't want to. So, yeah. I'll, that's Kirby's Block Ball, and it looks cute. If you're interested in it, then by all means, go ahead and get it yourself if you have a 3DS. If you want to get it on get the original cartridge on eBay, if you have a thing for that, that would also be cool. But you know, you don't have to. It's your choice. That's Kirby's Block Ball. That's the final part of the Kirby's Dream Land 2 Let's Play, and next time we'll start Kirby Super Star. So until then, take care. I will see you next time. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.